Don't be a mimic. 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 Don't be.
Heyo, Duckies and Dice Fiends, welcome on in. It is an interesting time. We are so excited that you're here. Happy Pride, everyone. This is us. It is David and I, and we are here with a very special guest today, an incredible person who is doing some incredible things, and we're fortunate enough to have him doing incredible stuff on our channel. So, David, who the heck is you, and what the heck is we doing here? Oh, and also, thank you, The Transmissions, for the raid. Thank you so much. David, you are muted.
What? Are you? Well, you were doing a great job.
David got a new microphone, y'all.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ilaria.
You were doing a really great job.
You were, yeah. Yep.
Let's try this again.
Can David be heard?
Can I be perceived as a person?
Does he feel
Aha!
earballs?
Um,
I don't know when I started saying earballs. It's terrible and I hate it. Okay, David, who the heck is you and what the heck is we doing?
to repeat the excellent joke that I said, but louder this time, I am not the person who decided to lay people off on the first workday of Pride. Thank you. And we are Chaotic Wholesome. Chaotic Wholesome Presents, and this is the Chaotic Wholesome Presents Candace and everything awesome that Candace does. And
Jason.
the table talk show. That's the end of that. And at the table talk show, this is what we do. We talk about TTRPG stuff, how to be a better player, how to be a better GM, how to be a person, how to not lay off people when you could just do things better, all with a focus on intersectionality and inclusivity so we all can have a good time.
And yes, I am Kay. I'll be mostly at this channel this month because we got a couple things going on. We are mostly doing, what is it called? Baldur's Gate 3 streams on Wednesdays. However, our Wednesday might start early today or this week because
tomorrow definitely start early.
Yeah, we're gonna do that unless we're just completely wiped. But I don't know. We'll see.
I will make sure Kay is here for your pleasure.
I had to think. Wait, do I have anything else? I really don't. I'm recording a bunch of stuff, but when does Candlestick Crimes come out? And that's this month, right?
That
Or
is a
it
good
next
question.
month?
I believe it'll be this month because I think Otherworld Hollywood 30 just dropped. Final episode of that. But it should be this month.
So, potentially, over on 20-Sided Stories, you can find both Candace and I in a very fun Candlestick Keepers game. But mostly, you can find us right here every Tuesday doing this, but also every Thursday with an amazing little something run by our incredible guest. Candace, who the heck is you? And what the heck is we doing here this month?
Hi, I'm Candace. I tricked Kay and David into letting me do things on this channel. My pronouns are they, she. I am a TTRPG performer, writer, voice actor, and this month I am doing a Chaotic Wholesome Takeover on Thursdays for Chaotic Magnificent Pride. We had like a really long version at first, and I was like, that's probably too long. Kay was like, so yeah, Magnificent Pride, it's this month, it's every Thursday. We have 4 different GMs, 4 different tables. Everyone is queer, LGBTQIA plus. It's really exciting. I'm super pumped. I have been able to make my wildest dream come true with some extremely extraordinary people, and there is a super secret as well that we will
And for those hanging out here, like, look, the incredible Domo came in chat. Jason Wooldridge is doing all of the graphics, all of the announcements, all of the overlays. Like, it is looking amazing. And normally we do like hold out until, but I feel like for this group, for our awesome audience, I would be happy to do some spoilers. If you're down for it, Candace, this is your event.
I'm extremely down for spoilers. I feel like the people deserve to know how wonderful this is turning out to be. We have some hella killer sponsors, hella killer guests. I am helicopter guests and sponsors. I mean, sure, maybe Pixel Chat, but they're hella and killer. There we go. This coming Thursday is our first. We are doing some good old-fashioned D&D, but extra fucking gay, which is all I've ever wanted. I think every D&D game I've ever played in really is extra gay. for the most part. I think there's
I've
maybe
had-
been one or two have been
Yeah,
that
and
gay.
the ones that are not extra gay are just really not fun.
Way less fun.
Like-
way less fun.
They have nothing to
That's-
offer.
That's the
This-
D&D game where you're just like,
I'm here,
why?
present,
Yeah.
here.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my
Herb,
God.
thank you so much for the raid.
Herb, thank
Hello,
you.
everyone. Welcome in. We were just getting started, but
just
let's
about
do
to
this
talk about Herb.
rundown real quick. Yes. So, hi, I am Kay. This is David. I think David's here on this side. I think that's correct. I'm waiting for the stream itself to catch up. Yes. This is David. We are Chaotic Wholesome Presents. We do TTRPG actual plays as well as the weekly table talk show, which you are here. Welcome, where we talk about all things TTRPGs from indies to intersectionality so that we can all have a good time. And this month we are doing a very special Candace the Magnificent Chaotic Wholesome Presents takeover with Magnificent Pride. And we're about to talk about all of the tables, including the amazing Urban Bohemian.
That's right. That's this Thursday. If you love Herb, which obviously you must if you came over here with them, you should absolutely watch how fantastic they're going to be this Thursday in our Dungeons & Dragons game. It is super, super gay one. We're going to be celebrating our rainbow family and having really wonderful shenanigans. The cast is outstanding. We were lucky enough to get Eugenio, Jazzy Hands to M for us. Like, I'm so pumped. I've played with Eugenio before. I've never had him DM for me, so I am just like,
Oh, buckle up, buckle
foaming
the
at the
fuck up.
mouth.
Yeah.
I
You're
have,
gonna be a
I
good
have
time.
I have only GM'd for Eugenio, and I have been a player alongside Herb once, and I have never played with Chrissy or Matt. I am very excited.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, we've got Urban Bohemian. Thank you, Brian. You're amazing.
Thank you,
We've
Brian.
got
Enjoy your cooking.
Matt Stew, who is improv and RPG. Are looking for follow on Twitter. Fantastic streamer, fantastic. He actually makes really great content as well. Check out their content, improv and RPG. Really nice shorts and things like that, talking about better ways, better player, and a better control space. We have Chrissy in color as well, and then one of my favorite partners in the world, Hey Dancy. And I could.
And for those of you who are Herb fans, now this character that I'm going to be playing has existed in my brain for a while. I have played them in a mini campaign streamed before, but he's going to be a personal attack on Herb at least once. Like, Herb is just gonna be like, no, like, I am waiting for my character to do or say the thing, and Herb just be like, no, okay, no.
I see them in chat. What? Yeah, you should get prepared. My character is not going to be a personal attack on anyone. She is a mess. Really, really excited. I think the goal that I asked for all of my GMs to do is to kind of have joy, the embodiment. A lot of times, especially as a Black person and as a queer person, and as a trans person, a lot of our stories end up being kind of hemmed up by our struggle, right? Defined by things that make us sad, or the things we've accomplished. And granted, resilience is a wonderful story, right? Resilience, being the underdog, winning against all odds, those are all really passionate stories that we love telling and that we love hearing. But also, what about just some good old fun?
Yeah.
Some good old fashioned fun where things aren't shitty, even though the world is doing its best to make it possible, right? Like, how do we...
One of my favorite statements is like, I am so glad, that you are strong, and I am so glad that you are this, and I am so glad, but I hope that you can be soft, and I hope that you can be weak, and I hope you are given that opportunity.
Yes, it is not easy to be strong, but it is also not easy. And
I don't know anything about why
are you talking about me? I am in this post. Untag me. I think that is a trend that you will find. Each GM I asked to, if they didn't have a specific system that they love that brings them joy, that is created by a queer person, that they can pick any system they want as long as it is something they enjoy. So Eugenio picked D&D. and is cooking up a very, very queer
I'm so
D&D
excited
game.
for it.
It sounds so good. Like, I'm dying. Like, I looked at my AC and I was like, that's probably not good. Hopefully no one's gonna fight you too hard because you're fucked. But otherwise, it's gonna be great.
And hello, Reverend M Times. Thank you for joining us.
So, I don't know. I'm very pumped for our sponsors as well. Kay,
Yes, let's make sure we go over the like what you can get at this table if you come hang out with us on
my
Thursday.
word.
Because if you donate, not only does your donation impacts the game in various fun ways. The donation also goes directly to Black and Pink, which is our chosen charity for the month, which you can tell folks more about. But if you come by, you do not have to donate. If you're just hanging out and active in chat, we will have giveaways. There are different giveaways for every single table from our amazing sponsors. And Candace, hit us up with the
My
sponsors
goodness.
for the first game.
A wealth, an embarrassment of riches. So for game number 1, we are going to have some codes from Idle Champions. They have a big drop that is coming this month, a new character, and they are raising money, I believe, for Lambda House.
Yes.
So just in support of them, they're trying to give us some codes over. So if you guys play Idle Champ, you will be able to have all kinds of goodies there. We also have...
Sorry, let me just
Yeah.
clarify. Everyone, we will have for that game, you can put ! code in the chat and you will get a code for a free Electrum chest. Everyone gets it. If you have multiple accounts, you can redeem it on multiple accounts. Everyone can have it. We will also be giving away, part of the raffle will be for 3 different packs, including a Founders Pack that can only be redeemed once. It is a huge get for that game. And it works on any of their platforms.
Yeah. My goodness.
So thank
See,
you,
I
Lauren
don't-
Obo.
Now I'm like, so I've got to start playing that game.
It's
I need a new
it's a-
obsession, I think.
it's a problem.
Yeah. I try to stay away from games that are problems, but this one now I'm like,
The nice thing about it is technically an idle game. So like it'll just run in the background and then you can like, or just you turn it off and then you come
Mhm.
back and you're like, how did you do? Oh, I need to change this up. I got started because I watched Herb play it on Sunday mornings. And
mhm.
sorry.
And then you
Continue.
get sucked in. It's okay. It's okay.
I
We
didn't
also
ask you your problem.
will have a $25 gift certificate to Critical Hit Cookies. I don't know if y'all know about Critical Hit Cookies. I was gifted one. I think Kay was also gifted one packs this
Mhm.
past year.
That
And-
saved my life.
Oh my god, right? Like, so I actually saved my cookie because I was given an espresso chip cookie, and I had a bunch of caffeine that weekend, and I was like, calm down. So I tucked it into my traveling bag, and the next day after I had come home and I was like exhausted and I had absolutely no energy whatsoever, I pulled out my Critical Hit cookie, and it was so delicious. Like, I am very picky about the baked goods that I eat. Like, I don't tend to really like grocery store cookies, things like that. Like, I don't really vibe with that. But these taste homemade. These taste like someone actually made this for
They
you
are
in their
homemade.
kitchen. Yeah, they are so good.
They're
And
so good.
if you like them, you can order them online. And any con you go to for the part. I know they're definitely always at PAX
Yeah.
Unplugged. Definitely check out the next con that you go to see if they have a booth there. Fantastic quality. And they also donated directly to our Tiltify campaign.
Yes,
as well.
they
Really
donated
wonderful solidarity.
$125. So
beautiful.
go, also if you like Herb and or Eugenio, their characters from Rivals of Waterdeep are not only in Idle Champs, they have Pride uniforms, Pride outfits, which freaking Virgil is in drag.
Oh my god, stop.
I love it. It's so good. It has the fan.
Oh my god, no.
Yes.
Oh, God,
No,
not
they
the
are
fan.
Gorgeous skins. They are gorgeous skins.
I love that. I love that so much. Oh my goodness. Please go and support. Go and support. Wow, that's so cool. That's what I'm saying. I love companies that their pride where their mouth is. They like don't just do like a little thing
That's
and then they're
that's
done.
certainly
they do like
what they said.
I love that there's a whole different skin for Pride. That's so special. Especially for two RPG. We will also have a Die Hard Dice gift card as well, I believe.
$50.
And Powerless Pixel. So understand
Hold on, let me just...
that for next week.
I'm going to double check because I do not want to lie to these amazing people.
Yeah. I don't. My computer is old and shitty, so I tried to not have a bunch of windows open.
I have too many tabs open right. Okay, y'all. If I seem extra scattered, for those of you who don't know, I was laid off yesterday. So, yes.
And if I seem really surprised by things, it's because Kay and Candace both are just now telling me that we're running games this month.
I will fight you.
That is 100% not true.
I will fight you.
But ooh wee, would it be funny?
So much trouble trying to stress people out.
Okay,
Look,
so
all I'm saying is that the next time Kay sees me in person, they might punch me directly in the mouth a little bit, and that wouldn't be illegal.
I just sass you to death and back.
Sass.
Which hurts more?
Yeah.
Kay casts cutting words.
Yeah, Idle Champs, we will have a Founders Pack. So that is an awesome grab. And then for the June 6th, we will have the Idle Champions Founders Pack. We will have a $25 gift card to Critical Hit Cookies. We will have a $50 gift card to Paola's Pixels. And we will have a pin set, the Mini Pins Bag of Holding. So Die Hard Dice is not this first game.
Got it. Okay. So that just gives you more reason to sound because after this Thursday, the following Thursday, we have someone that is kind of new to our little TTRPG space. There is a whole TTRPG YouTube and like Twitch streamer world that is like a gamer TTRPG universe. And I'm bringing somebody over that actually, coincidentally, Urban. I'm bringing someone over from that universe to this universe. There's a new game out called Islas, which is a 2-6 TTRPG, grimdark. It's really, really interesting. Basically, humans tried to colonize a new world that they found.
Wait, humans colonizing?
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
I bet you the person who had that idea is Milk of Magnesia, but continue.
Were they white people?
We tried, right?
Some A4s, some printer papers.
So basically, the theme of Islas is we tried to go into this grimdark world and colonize, and the creatures that lived there were like, no, but you can work for us if you want. The monsters that live there are giant carapaced spiders. Some of them are like hermit crab spiders that can like leave their shells behind and inhabit like human bodies and stuff. There's also tisk, which are like snake-like wolves that like have retractable bones and guttural growly voices and like eating people. It's awesome. It's really scary.
The lines and veils are going to tell me so much about the players. Continue.
Correct.
I love how upset David is. This is everything I've ever wanted.
You're gonna love producing this stream because it isn't. Yeah, lots of blood, lots of gore. So if you love horror and you like really scary things and that's your jam, which like, let's face it, here's we love our monster. The tisk is at the top of my monster fucker list. It is spicy. The GM and creator of Islas is Nick, who is a wonderful Chicana, lesbian, trans streamer. She is wonderful. You can catch her over at Nicotine. She's been on some Grand Theft Auto RP shit recently that is hilarious. So if you were looking for some entertainment, especially later in the evening, I highly suggest you check her out. She's an awesome GM, really great all-around person. And our table includes Chaotic Wholesome Presents favorite and Stellar Encore.
Who I play in the Emergency Power podcast with, who y'all, we're talking about monster fucking. Okay, this is my Emergency Power Starfighter character. This is Pans. They're a shapeshifter. Canonically, they have boned.
Good.
That's all I'm saying.
Good, and I hope it happens again. That is a ship that I enjoy riding on.
They're things are a little complicated. So, baby, it depends on how things go with another character.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We're here for that drama, though. That's also very gay. It's pride,
Also,
guys.
Para's sister is kind of a problem.
I've never met a sister that wasn't a problem.
I'm not a problem, and I'm someone's sister. Thank you.
Now, Candace.
But
You are a
never
problem
said-
for David.
I never
You are
said
a
being a problem
problem
was
for
a bad
David.
thing. But the number of
guarantee you are
record
a problem for
scratches
David.
I have experienced at your hands alone makes you a problem. TM.
Also, Herb, I am very sorry that you were not able to find cute pets. But yes, so Pan.
yes, Pan is wonderful. I also have and Biljon at the table. If you're a fan of Bowie's in Space, the Spelljammer game. If you're a fan of Backwater Bastards, Taylor is just chef's kiss. Excellent. You can see her all over the internet right now doing some bomb Thor-looking men shots of this new character for their game. Oh my goodness, the thirst is real, y'all. I'm like happy pride in and then myself, obviously, but last but not least, we've got another chaotic wholesome favorite, Maddie Matihi. Got Piper.
Ooh.
Those of you who
Of
watched some
Godplane
Godplane.
fame.
Yep,
And
we've got
also-
Piper.
Incredible GM of What We Do in the Shallows, where you can
So
also
good.
see the magnificent Candace.
That's me. I'm on that show too. It's really
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
If you like Our Flag Means Death and like gay drama on the high seas, I highly suggest you come by What We Do in the Shallows every other Saturday.
Y'all,
because you will not
The
be disappointed.
game is called What We Do in the Shallows. Do you need anything more? That is freaking
That's it.
brilliant.
Yeah, that's all you need. But yeah, Piper is going to be in it, which I'm thrilled to have those worlds collide because I think it's the first time all of those people have played together, and I'm the only anybody else. So yeah, disgustingly
So-
excited.
This is, again, if we're doing spoilers here today,
Yes, yes.
Piper and Pan have briefly shared a table.
That's right. I wasn't allowed to say it. I wasn't allowed to
Yes,
say
hey,
it.
Piper!
Oh snap! Look at who's here.
Oh my
in
god.
the house.
Oh.
Perfect timing.
I was just thinking about how much Matihi makes me panic, and here they are. And there's too much
Kinda
panic.
Stressed out.
Yeah, well, I was stressed before. Because again, Candace, problems, you caused them.
But I'm so nice. Anyway.
Again, it's not, the problem is not that you're not nice. And for that game, our sponsors are Die Hard Dice, who are donating a $50 gift card. You can get so many shiny math rocks with that.
So many.
And
oh my god.
another $25 gift card from Critical Hit Cookies. So
Oh.
get your math rocks or get your sweet tooth on.
Listen, it's gonna be so good. Like, it's hard to see the sponsors roll in because every single one, Kay and I were like, who should we give our sponsors? We like talked it out, and like we all had like a little brainstorm. We made a little list, and then each of us reached out to different sponsors, and like as they started rolling, and we were like, yay, and we got to celebrate. But like the more that we get sponsors, the more I'm just like, why did we choose brands that we? Because now I want all the stuff.
Right.
Give me the stuff. I want it. But I am very happy to share it with all of you, especially for this charity, which we will go into a bit. For our third Pride table, this one actually hasn't even been announced. These next two haven't been announced
Yeah,
yet.
these
on
are
Twitter.
channel
So,
exclusives, y'all.
Yes, you're only getting this because you're here today. And go ahead and whisper it to your friends if you want. Table 3 is
Hey,
GM by
Maddie.
yours truly.
Yes.
Me. I'm the GM for Table 3 on the 20th. And I am going to be... It's going to be very, very gay and very... I'm pretty excited about it. I have 5 delicious players. 5 of them. 1. Dauntless. Like, are you kidding? Come on. Like, fantastic. 2. A Ghost of Eli from Mayday Roleplay. Like, stop, right? Like, I was like, how could it be better? Ambrose from Other Cider Studios. Okay, sure, why not? Yeah,
No, that's
be
it.
Zelda.
You're done, right? That's too much awesome already.
Be Zelda. Be Zelda. Be Zelda. And then, like, I was out there like, I can handle 5 players. Whomst might be my 5th player? I don't know. And then Katie Osaurus was like, do you have room for Monster Hearts? And I was like, stop. Oops, all femmes in Monster Hearts on the 20th. It's going to be
There's
going to
be
time.
so much monster fucking.
My goodness. My goodness. We were trying to plan that session 0, and I'm like, I know that I only allotted 60 to 90 minutes for other session 0s, but I'm
Not gonna be enough. Yeah.
Not gonna be enough time.
Nope.
And then last but not least,
wait.
Magnificent Pride lineup. Yes.
That one is the 20th, correct?
the 20th. Yes.
And if you come by for that incredibly stacked table, we have
Yes.
3 prizes for that one.
Listen, they're too good.
A $50 Die Hard Dice gift card, a $25 Critical Hit Cookies gift card, and a $50 Palest Pixels
Listen.
gift card.
Listen, if you guys haven't checked out Palest Pixels, you need to right away.
I
No
have-
matter what your gender presentation, they've got something for you.
David,
Guaranteed.
before I even knew what they were, gave me one of their D2s.
Yes. Perfect.
And then I kickstarted the Raise Your Banner, so I have DM, Bard, and Rogue.
So
Those are
good.
like my 3, and I love them
Yeah.
so much.
Their stuff is so good. There is a shirt that has D20s all over it that
I need
has-
some of those button
has.
ups.
Oh my god, like
I
they're
need them so
good.
bad.
And I think she's dropping mini skirts soon for summer.
Midi
So,
skirts, midi,
like-
M-I-D.
Oh, midi skirts. Okay.
Yeah, midi skirts. And
for
new
summer.
button-up designs.
Yes. Answer is yes. I need all of it.
Yes.
It could be a real problem. They also have really cute t-shirts and tank tops and soccer sweat. So if you wanted to celebrate your pride, they have some pride themed as well. Just really cute stuff. And then Die Hard Days, obviously, we've already talked about how wonderful theirs are. I actually have Die Hard Dice does some recycled dice that are made out of like kind of discarded and thrown away, and I have some of them. Great, they're like $10, and it feels like you're saving the environment, which is so very, very into all of the things that are stand for. We got
Yeah.
really lucky. We're actually waiting for some people too, so there might be more
Yeah.
announcements.
Could potentially be.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to say, Phyllis Pixels, I found the perfect gift for your delightfully angry queer friend. It's a skull, and it looks like fire coming out from around the skull, right? And it just says, "You have been hellishly rebuked." And I got that for Jess. And it comes in a patch, but it also comes in an enamel pin. The enamel pin, it has the 2 backs. Which, look, if your enamel pin doesn't have 2 backs, why are you making
fuck
an
off
enamel
with
pin?
it.
Give it 2 backs.
Yeah.
And it is gorgeous and so good because, like, there is nothing more queer than a tiefling. That was the worst. That was the most incorrect part of the D&D movie. Is even though she was like bi-coded with the cute little druid at the very beginning, like, no, that tiefling was queer.
Yes, lesbian. Let's be real. Yeah, agree. What I did like though is that I think both actors. I know that Justice Smith is trans in real life, non-binary, and queer. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep the above the table lore and mix it in with the at the table. So I'm gonna just put it in a pot.
It really felt like both of those characters were like, we have to be.
Yes. Yes.
Like, it felt like,
Yes. That's exactly how it felt. And I was like, are you gonna be together because you're each other's beard? Because if so, then yes.
yes,
I'm okay with that. Invite Michelle Rodriguez too. Also very gay, obviously.
obviously.
I get you. You like small, pretty men. Yeah, that's the lesbian starter boyfriend. A small,
You
pretty
like
man.
you
Let's
like
be
men you
real.
can pick up and carry around.
I mean, come on, right? Come on.
You like a pocket-sized snack? Okay.
I'm not gonna judge, but also, come on. So
I
then
I have nothing to say about this.
Nothing?
That the caveat is that I can say into a hot mic on the internet.
That's fair. That's fair.
Nothing
Well,
nothing that is even distantly safe for work.
See, this is why y'all need a Patreon account, because then David's spicy hot takes.
Do you not know
This
what
is what
we
you need.
just created?
What did you just create? Kay?
We have a free-to-join Patreon.
Ooh, that's what goes
We
on
have
there.
a free tune, and we haven't even made the command for it yet in chat.
Ooh.
But sir, but
Timeliness.
Switch over, thank you.
The theme of today's show is not Magnificent Pride, it's really good timing. That's the theme of today's Today's
It
episode.
really is. Like, we're going to talk about Herb. Hi, Herb. We're talking about Piper. Hi, Piper. You should have a Patreon. Here's the link. Patreon is completely free. We do have plans to add some tiers, especially for those of you who like the Emergency Bar podcast, or maybe who are fans of God Plane.
Look, if you want to be a pocket snack for Michelle Rodriguez, then I have one of those little zip up insulated lunch boxes that you can both go in, and I will keep you very safe.
Yes. You have to make sure we arrive at our destination.
Yes, yeah, you will get there in one piece. I may not,
Eventually.
but you will get there.
Yes, that's what I need in my life.
Piper says, put me in the lunchbox.
Done.
Can do. Can do.
Matt, too.
You can come too, Matt. That's cool. That's fine. I don't think that you are small enough for that one character, or punk rock enough for as a person. Come along. Oh, our last table. How can I forget our last table?
How could you forget? It's unforgettable.
Our last table is
excited.
I mean, it is jazzy. Let me tell you, it is a jazzy.
It's not as jazzy as the first table, because the first table is DM jazzy. Hands.
Right. This one is
But-
more. What is the word I'm looking for?
It will shake you to your atoms.
Yes, and make you atom less.
Yes.
So our last table on June 27th, rounding out our Pride Month shenanigans, got Guys in Chairs, which is written by Super Dylan. The GM of this game is none other than Robin Eckberg, Captain Krail from the Atomless podcast.
GM of the Atomless podcast.
We also have Super Dylan, the author of said game, playing at the table. We've got me, obviously. I'm going to be there. Who gives a shit? Because Dare is going to be there. Dare
Who
Hickman,
gives a
Dare to
shit?
Dream.
I give a shit.
Okay. Dare Hickman is going to be there as well.
Matt
You-
says, yes, excellent. I will be very normal about this.
Totally fine, Matt. You won't have anything to worry about. If you watched Body and Soul and you loved Body and Soul, the GM from Body and Soul, back again on Chaotic Wholesome, Q will be repping us in this wonderful, fantastic event. We will also have Chaotic Wholesome OG Godplane cast member Youngles, Jen Mack showing up, rolling up into
first
town.
run of Godplane.
I mean, like, it's disgusting. The
It is
people that I have gotten for
disgusting.
this. It's wild.
And if you come and hang out with those awesome people, you can win a $50 Die Hard Dice gift card and a $25 credit card.
So that brings us to
Just keep getting better.
thank you, Kay. That's true.
We have that. Sorry, Rex typed it, and I
Yes.
had to.
Well, you
I'm
did.
sorry.
You had to
Queer
represent.
Eye is
That's
just.
some Queer Eye, yes. It
But
is
yes.
June.
So yes, this is. Hey, Devnol, thank you so much for the follow. So it is June, and it is Pride here in the U.S. It's not
Mhm.
necessarily Pride everywhere.
Correct.
But another important thing happens in June, my birthday. But I mean, beside that, immediately after my birthday is also a very important day.
It is Liberation Day. For the black of us and the not so black of us, it is American Liberation Day. Who cares about
Also
Independence
known-
Day
As Juneteenth.
when you have Juneteenth? Okay. So on Wednesday, June 19th at 7 p.m., we are going to have a table that celebrates Black Joy. We actually just had the first of 2 session zeros last night that went really fantastically well. You might be seeing a little bit more of the GM. I don't know. I can't say.
I cannot handle this table, y'all.
The table is
Cannot handle
just
this table.
atrocious. So
Cannot believe it.
we're going to be playing Paradox Perfect, a sci-fi, very low-stakes comedy improv game, as seen on NADPOD. If you're a NADPOD person, the person who GM'd it for the NADPOD crew, including Axford, is the person who is running it for us right here in Chaotic Wholesome, and that person is Jeremy Cobb from Three Black Halfling. Wow. Very excited.
And by the way, you should head over to Three Black Halflings right now and listen to the interview with Candace, where you can learn all about the Omegaverse.
It's true. It's true. It's a really stupid conversation, but it's exceptional. my opinion. I'm obviously biased, but you listen to it and tell me what you think. Apparently their Discord was very excited about it. I heard very good things. So Jeremy is going to be DMing this game, which is awesome. The theme is going to be Juneteenth and Black Joy, because we're going all month long. And then got me. We've got Zakiya Goggins from Mayday Roleplay. Fantastic RPer, fantastic artist as well. Hit them up if you are looking. We also have Cypher of Tyr joining us. Tanya DePass of I Need Diverse Games and Rivals of Waterdeep. Exceptional player.
And Mothership.
Exceptional GM. And Mother. Thank you very much. And Into the Motherlands. And then we
thank you,
have
Motherlands. Heck.
Black Girl Mage, Lexi McQueen joining us. He is tremendous. He is all over the place doing fantastic things. And last but not least, I don't know what I did, but somehow I got Danielle Radford from Misfits and Magic on Dimension 20.
And Mintopolis.
I don't know.
And Mintopolis. I cannot
Yes,
believe.
correct. And I think she's also going to be doing some more on Dimension this summer as well, on their other shows. Like I think she was just on Actually. She was just seen on Persephora's Arm, I believe, at Candela Live. She is fabulous and wonderful in every way, and was very gracious to donate her time to this. That table, all of these tables, like, I don't know how I got that lucky. I'm afraid that it's like, I'm going to peak after this. Like, there's not going to be anything else after this. Like, next month, I'm just going to cease. You guys are just going to talk about that one time Candace was cool. Hopefully that's not what's going to happen.
That's not what's going to happen. Not at all.
Well, we have sponsors for that too, actually.
Yes, that is another $50 gift card to Die Hard Dice and $25 gift card to Critical Hit.
It's gonna be great. I actually asked someone else to sponsor that today. Black-owned business. I have an embarrassment of riches, y'all, and all of this to support Black and Pink. A lot of people are raising money for the Trevor Project this month, which I totally understand. They are a mainstay. We raised money for the Trevor Project, Kay and I, during our Rainbow Roll event 2 years ago.
A lot of folks are also doing Trans Lifeline.
Yes.
Also awesome.
Also awesome. However, we were like, you know what? What about practical need, right? The reality. Especially since we were doing Pride and we were doing, like, is there something? Oh my goodness, Youngle's in the house.
Youngles, everyone is getting
just talking
summoned.
about you.
We were talking about your table and your
And here you are.
Oh, your run on the OG God plane. Hold on, we will have a Candace come right back, hopefully. Hopefully. There they are. Hi.
Did I blip?
Yep.
You blipped out of the call and now you're back.
Oh my god. That's never happened to me before. I'm so sorry. It's awesome
No
to see
worries.
Jen arriving, I think. I got too excited.
Yeah, Jen, I'm sorry, Jen, see, Jen is also a problem in the best way.
That's true. That's true. Youngles is definitely a problem.
Yeah, Candace got too excited when Jen appeared. That's exactly.
The internet was like, no.
No, it was like too much. Cannot.
So we were talking about our charity. So the reason that we went with Black and Pink is because in America, among other places, people of color obviously are incarcerated at much higher rates than white people are. That is already a problem, right? The Last Prisoner Project exists have nonviolent crimes, particularly those on offenses, which I believe President Biden just signed some bills into law just the other day regarding the marijuana and making it a less high grade drug in the eyes of the state, and the eyes of the country. So like, it was really important, I think, for us to try to give to a charity that united both our needs as an intersectional organization with Chaotic Wholesome and Magnificent Pride, and Magnificent Juneteenth, as well as highlighting LGBTQIA people. So because Black and Brown people are incarcerated at higher rates, and then because LGBT plus people are also incarcerated at higher rates, Black and Pink basically is a charity that tries to help people who are Black and Brown that have been incarcerated or are currently incarcerated and are assistance, whether that's legal aid, whether that's picking life back up and trying to rebuild after getting out of prison, as well as trying to both overhaul and potentially abolish the. Obviously, we have a lot of private prisons in this country. We have a lot of politicians' pockets are lined when people are, sent off to jail. We have a lot of young people, especially Black and brown people, are convicted of crimes, not just at a higher rate, but also are given more time, right? They're punished the way that adults are punished, even young people. And when you are homeless and you are trans and you've been kicked out of your house, that is something that you absolutely have to worry about. So that's what Black and Pink does. They have chapters all over the country. You can look them up on your own if you about them. There will also be in the next couple of days that we'll talk a little bit about what they are and how you can get involved. But we are trying to raise money for them through Tiltify to ensure that people have the help that they need. I think, again, it's awesome that people are raising money for charities. They are important. If you have the money to give, feel free to donate. We appreciate it. I'll discuss the redeem in just a second. If you don't have the money to give, that's okay. Like, we appreciate the fact that you're showing up and supporting the players. You're showing up and supporting their projects. You're supporting the event and the flyers that we're putting out there. Like, that means the world to us. This is the first, hopefully not the last, Pride celebration that I am doing in partnership with Chaotic Wholesome. And I would like to for believing enough to and trusting me enough to carry out this vision.
I mean,
for all of the tons of help that you've given me, I could not have done that. So really, really appreciate it.
I mean, Rainbow Roll counts.
Yeah.
Like it's not your first.
It's not my first charity stream event, but it is my first with y'all, and it is also my least dramatic.
Fair.
This one has had almost no issues. That one was nothing but issues.
Yes. And for people wondering, yes, I have been sitting here trying not to go on a full-ass rant about the prison industrial complex, and I have not. You're welcome.
No, now's the time. Do it, please.
And two, no, because we don't have 2.5 hours, and I don't have my whiteboard set up. And two, look, I'm a broke bitch. Plenty of y'all out there don't have money, but you know somebody who does have money. So go over to their house, steal their silverware, pawn it, and then donate that to charity. And if that's a little too forward for you, then I guess you can settle for like pinning them up against the wall, like in a romance novel, and whispering in their ear, if you don't donate the money, then I will go get boxing gloves for you and David will show up to your house.
But also,
you said pin them to the wall, and I was like, is it thirsty?
Right, yeah, it's getting a little spicy, and then you gotta whisper into their ears. But
David,
for those
David, we have a potential spinoff. We have a potential spinoff
Rex.
Because Rex says David needs
Yes.
a rant show. I will play the ignorant white guy who sets him off.
Yes.
listen, I
Mull it
don't.
over. Don't answer right away.
They're okay. First off, we have all these people who go and talk to celebrities, and there are celebrities that I agree with and celebrities I don't agree with. Like, I'm much more of a George Clooney guy rather than a Kevin Sorbo guy, and that should tell you all you need to know about my politics. Yep. But we should not be listening to celebrities. We should not be listening to jackasses who don't have stable relationships talking into microphones about dating advice. Like, there are experts out there. There are people who have degrees in the history of race in the United States, the history of the U.S. Like there's a white guy on TikTok who's like, listen, every memorial that you've been to into the South is wrong, and they're lying to you, and they're doing it on purpose.
David, click your Pixel Chat link again.
Okay.
Also, go check out Stefan. Stefan will edumacate the fuck out of you.
That's true.
Speaking of experts.
Umbral Night X.
That said, I'd like to think that I am more informed about the history of race in the United States compared to your standard issue white person with the no left behind education. So when it comes to the history of race in this country, I could tell you some shit that you don't know. For instance, find me on Twitter and ask, like, slide into my DMs and ask me when The Last Slave was released in the United States. The answer will blow your fucking mind.
Mm-hmm. And one could even argue that most of the people in prisons are.
Oh yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
Ooh, yeah. Go back the amendment that abolished slavery. Go back and read that real close. Read that with a lawyer's mind. Read that with a fine-toothed comb. Read it like a public defender. Also,
Deep breaths.
It is a month to get fired up.
I am a big fan of what's the dude? Not Ted Raimi. Ted Raimi's the kid. Raimi, guy who made Evil Dead, guy who made Hercules, guy who made Xena. Sam Raimi. Hercules is an objectively bad show, and Xena is an objectively good show.
True.
And I love plenty of bad shows, but even though they're made by the same people and right next to each other,
and
one of them was a lot better.
crossovers.
Yeah, like Xena came because of, but you put them right next to each other, and one is so much better than the other. And I remember thinking to myself, why? Why? It's not just because Lucy Lawless is hot. It's not because I, as a teenage boy, had my lesbian awakening. It's because the themes and the things that they wanted to do and the things that the main actors pushed for were very different. And now, all these years later, we can see why Kevin Sorbo didn't necessarily like push a lot of the more like radical for Saturday afternoon TV themes, because anyway, that's a tangent. But I will take any opportunity to talk about Xena because, of course, I will.
Well, I mean, especially during June.
Right, especially
during
during Pride Month.
Shout out to Mental Lamia in chat.
Yeah.
Cassie Walker. I was on a panel with them this past PAX. It was amazing. If you would like to talk to somebody, similar to how we were calling out Stefan, to talk to somebody about the history and intersection of race and health in this country, I highly suggest you follow them. Mental Woke on Twitter. Impeccable.
Lucy Lawless still calls Kevin Sorbo Peanut on Twitter, and it's hilarious, says Raymond in Times.
Good.
That's excellent.
Deserved.
But yes, I'm going to backtrack to before real quick and just say, if you can donate, great. Thank you. If you cannot, retweets, tell your friends, but even just hanging out in chat, just having the stream going, dropping an emote occasionally, that helps so much with visibility. And again, thank you so much for the follow, Aaron My Laundry. Retweet, follow the players, support these awesome people who are, y'all, everyone here is donating their time and their talents, and everyone is so freaking talented. So support the players. I know you won't mind if I say this, Candace, because this is something that David and I have like made a theme and a goal of all of the games, charity or otherwise, that we do, is like we try very hard to find some of the bigger well-known names and then put them with some of the most amazing up-and-coming or folks who are not as well known in the TTRPG space yet, because just because someone isn't well known doesn't mean they are not incredibly talented. And that is one of the things that I'm really proud and excited that we've been able to do, is like pair some of these. You are super well known, you are not so well known, but you mesh perfectly. And it has been a genuine treat to see like you and Herb going off and doing stuff together, and just getting to see these people whom I have connected, we have put onto tables together, going off and doing other things on other channels. It is a joy. So please go support these people. And we run in small circles, as you see. Like, there's a lot of like, this person was here and now they're here and now they're at this. So if you're cool and hang out with these people, that is how you get invited to tables. That is
1000%.
how this happens. So be awesome in the space, be kind to each other and uplift each other, because y'all, we live in a corporate hellscape. we're the industrial prison complex and corrupt cops and all sorts of and capitalism itself just sucks, right? So uplift each other so that we can all uplift each other.
Yep, and that was a big part of my casting for them. I wanted to, like you said, Kay, I wanted to pair people who had like smaller followings with people who had really large followings to try and get the biggest brushstrokes, get that kind of bottom line of people watching, right, and sharing the event. For me, when I cast for things that are not like huge charity events where we're trying to raise as much as possible or something like that, for me, it's not really about how big someone is. It's about how much I trust them, how much they care, what they give back to the community. I have become a very community-focused person over the last 1.5 to 2 years. It wasn't something that I think I set out to do, or like there were problems and I was like, I need to comment on this because if I don't, no one's going to say anything. I'm the only person who can comment on this. I'm going to comment. And it's really difficult, I think, for some people to realize that as like to wield that as the shield that it is, right? Some people wield it as a dead. About that today on Twitter about how it's difficult because people have bad interactions with each other, and then the rest of your existence is obliterated and no anymore because you've been canceled, right? For me, I'm all about accountability. If somebody shows me they want to be better, if someone shows me that they are interested in doing the right thing, that they are taking feedback, that they are listening, they're actively, I'm all for that. Cassie actually posted about this they had a really experience where they tried to someone understanding what people were trying to say when they were asking for, right? And I think that when something like that happens, people remember that, right? People sure will remember the bad thing that you did, right? Or the thing that was less than great or what have you. Great song from Steve, Here Comes a Thought, is all about that. Something that is the most charming thing in the world and regretting it, and then trying to be better. But not everybody's interested in growing. Some people are just like, shrug. That's an instant cancellation on an invite to my table. I will not engage. So the people that I am playing with for Pride, I'm very lucky to have been able to vet. I have played with every single one of them. I don't think there's a single person that is at my table I have never played before other than Jude. And that's only because Danielle is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's it, right? Oh yeah, Cassie. Yes, Here Comes the Thought. It's so good. That is the song that I listen to. I need to call.
And I'm gonna say too,
please.
y'all, like, let me be very clear. Candace says this and they mean it. Like, I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. Right? And my white ass has made an ass of myself more than once, right? I have misspoken. I have said something that I hadn't thought of the implications of the origins of that phrase or whatever. And Candace and David both have been like, hey, like separately, right, on around different things. But they, like, again, if you want to be a good person, if you want to be an ally, if you want to be, just a better person, you have to be able to sit back and say, maybe I need to think about this, because when people tell you that something that you did was harmful or incorrect or whatever, that is not an easy thing to do. It sucks. And that means that they think that you are worth that effort. And that every time they do that, they're opening themselves up to being hurt more.
Right.
Because blowback happens very often. People love to play a victim, right? So,
and it can be hard to combat that as well, right? Like without the pile-on. Once someone has decided that you have messed up, it's like, is this person your, right? And I think a lot of times people get their backs up about things. Like, that's something that I really appreciate about you, as a person that I feel is an ally and as a safe space for myself. And a big part of the reason that I was okay with even bringing this to y'all, because I know that if something happens that maybe isn't the best, maybe you say something that has a different context to your experience than it does for me, my experience, right? I know I can go to you and say, hey, that's not great. Or if a player has a problem, I know I can go to you and say, hey, this player has an issue. How can we solve this? And you aren't going to be like, well, I didn't mean it. Like, you're not going to put the wall up. You're going to accept what is being said, and you're going to seek to change it, right? Even if it's not what you meant, you will talk about that later, right? The apology comes first, resolution comes first, and then on the back end, you're like, well, this is what I meant. I'm sorry that it was misconstrued. That's on me. I should have done it, right? And that accountability is something that I find is very strong. Like, that is a major part of how I assess whether or not someone else though that I haven't played, Cypher. I'm playing with Cypher, but like, her track record speaks for itself, right?
Absolutely.
She is the first.
How?
Oh my God. 3
Cypher,
times.
thank you for the reason.
You see? It's all about timing today. Welcome in, Cypher. It's so nice to see you.
Yes.
We're super happy to have you for. Yeah, I have never played with Cypher, but her reputation precedes, right? Like, she was the first, and
Your ears are burning. That's what you did.
Yeah.
and is a founder of the PAX intersectionality fellowship, right?
And I
it's
need
funny
diverse
because
games.
yes, and I need diverse games, and actually, both Cassie
Nah, you're in here.
and Herb both were recipients of that award, of that prestigious award. So this is what I'm saying, like, that kind of care, right? That kind of dedication to one's community, something that I find extremely inspiring, and I'm really happy to be able to surround myself with, you know. And if somebody makes a mistake, again, it's all about how you deal with it. So I'm really, really happy to have all of these wonderful people joining me for these weeks of gaming. Like, I couldn't be stoked, honestly. Like, I'm touched that everybody said yes. I recognize that giving of your time and donating your time is not necessarily an easy thing for everyone. I am in between jobs right now, so paid gigs are definitely paying my
Hey,
rent.
like someone else I know.
Like other people.
Like game industry layoffs hit like a ton of bricks.
God damn.
Game industry layoffs got hands.
They do. And the hands are felt. They've got ripples and reverberation. But yeah, I mean, to bring us back up past this more serious point that I was making, it's gonna be a fucking bomb month. Like, it's just like I've needed some things to be uplifting. Kay has needed some things. David has needed some things to be uplifting, and I'm really, really proud that we were able to, especially with Jason doing these phenomenal graphics, that have just like really just leveled up this event. Wow. Like, I'm just so lucky and so happy of all these people coming together. I didn't have enough tables I wanted to invite, so just, you know, if you weren't invited, expect an invite next year, because I got too many people.
Expected invite later this year. Like this ain't the only thing we're doing.
In the
We
next
got other
few
stuff
months,
cooking.
You'll be hearing. Yeah.
David and I have already started rough brainstorming on our Christmas one shot.
Yep, it's gonna be great. Now I have 2 points to make, because one, because people come here asking for advice, and I have advice about both showing up to a table and putting together a
opinions?
table, right? Now,
No.
I'm not one of those people who believes that who you are in your video games is who you are as a person. Like, your psychotic dark urge run where you just say yes all the time. I don't think that you're a latent serial killer. I think you're having a good time. It's okay.
You think they're just over Gale.
Listen, there are a couple of people that I am. Anyway,
Like, the first thing I did in my first Dirge run was I accidentally killed Gale.
Aww.
And I have his hand.
it's a good hand. But
I love that Cypher pings on Dirge.
right, but both pay attention to how you behave and how other people behave when they're in TTRPG games, because something that I brought to the games that I played and implemented in the games that I played is an immediate pivot. I have always tried to think of myself as someone who accepts and internalizes new information and then shifts towards the right course. I don't double down and go, but no, I was right. It's like, no, this is, I don't care if it's me or someone else. As long as we have the right answer, that's all I care about. And so when someone in one of my games is like, listen, you got to stop like ritually sacrificing the orphans. And I'm like, I didn't go, but the orphans deserve it. So we're just going to keep doing. Now, as much as I may feel that is true, and I am right about that, I was like, okay, we're not going to ritually sacrifice the orphans anymore. And that circles back to like all the players I've had, all the tables that I've been at, where I've been able to go, or someone else has been able to go, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, let's talk about it. And then someone else goes, no, we're not going to talk about it, we're just going to change it, we're just going to fix it, we're just going to make it better. Like, you don't have to explain this to me. And
yeah, the orphans were cannibals.
Right. and we're not going to talk about their other good qualities, but again, like, and that's something that Kay and I have had since the inception of this channel and the inception of Chaotic Wholesome, is that not necessarily the idea of safe space, but like the idea of, we don't, like, there's enough cruelty in the world. We don't want to be cruel to people, especially cruel to the people that we want to hang out with. When we say we want healthcare for everybody, we want healthcare for the people who kind of suck too. Yeah, that's what the problem is.
Now, when you get a new mic, you got to change a lot of things.
Yeah.
And David, you might turn your gain down just a tiny bit more. There is a gain knob on the mic itself. David has my hand-me-down.
How about now? No, but if you're playing with someone who isn't listening to other characters, isn't respecting other characters, then they're not going to respect other players, and they're not going to respect other people in their life. And which means they're not going to respect you. And they might be impressed with you because you're a big deal, especially if you're like Candace. Like the first couple of times, they're going to be like, well, I'm going to play it cool because I want them to like me. And then all of a sudden that mask falls and then they're an asshole. So as you go forth to plan things, as you like meet people in the space, because I wish I could say everyone in the space is great. And I'm extremely fortunate in the majority of people that I have met in this space is great. But that's also because I run my own shit. There are plenty of people I know, including Kay and Candace, where there's just a long list of people where if I meet them at a con, I'm going to pull them to the side and be like, okay, listen, we're going to have to have a conversation. We're going to have a very serious conversation. No, put your mask back on. We're going to talk about this like adults. But
you're not going to kiss.
No.
You're not going to slam against the wall and then.
No, everybody who's getting slammed against the wall already knows that's coming. Like, I need to have a notarized form of consent before that happens. But going forward, like, people are assholes and you don't have to work with them. And there are plenty of great people that are out there that you can work with, that don't necessarily like get a lot of tables. And that there's a whole other point I have about like person of color representation during June, but I'm not going to go there. The second real important thing is the second important piece of advice I have is about the money, because ultimately, like, I would love to get these tables together just for shits and giggles. I'd love to get these tables together not on camera, just to play games. Mm-hmm. But we're also, like, their time is valuable, my time is valuable, Kay's time is more valuable than all of us put together, and we're all working together for charity. So, like, go out, like for your own tables, for our tables, for any cause that you care about, whether you have money or not, go ask for the money. And it seems weird, it seems uncomfortable, but go ahead, hey, give me your money. Like, it feels like a stick up, but make that also, extra step.
But have a plan, like, yeah, and be able to say, like, we are doing this at this time. Like, you know, if you're reaching out to people to say, hey, I can't pay you, but will you donate your time? Tell them who's going to be at the table. Tell them what give a nice little Herb has an incredible blog about
So
what I
good.
need to know as a
Yes.
TTR. Like, go read Herb's thing. David and I think have covered all of his advice at different points across multiple episodes. Herb has it in text. You could just go
Yep.
read it and check
That's
it off. Cypher says there's some people where they don't even get that courtesy, but they will get what they deserve. And
Yeah.
yes, ask people. Here's the thing. If I have learned anything about being in this space, ask, but don't expect, because no one is entitled to, you are not entitled to anyone's time. I don't care how good your charity is. I don't care how cool your game is. No one owes you.
Yep. And go in recognizing that people have different approaches, right? We have a lot of neurodivergent people. We have a lot of have very different schedules. We even have some people that might just be jerks, right? You might find out that somebody that you're asking to do something for you, kind of a jerk, right?
You might have
also
been really
valid.
excited to work with someone, and then it turns out they're a scumbag after
They're a
you've already
jerk.
done.
Oh man, I'm
Correct.
still personally wounded about that for
You might-
for at
you
least
might
two
have to-
people.
You might have to rescind invitations sometimes, right? And I think that, like, going in, like Kay said, with the understanding that nobody owes you, right? It's hard when someone does not, right?
Always got to
Like,
ask.
It is
Always got to ask.
You have to ask, but like also have to be prepared for no response. I don't think that there's a lot of conversation about that. Etiquette means different things to different people. On LinkedIn, no one ever replies ever, right? You might send 5 inquiries and get a single response. Very similar in TTRPG Twitter sometimes, right? People miss things, right? They log in, they have ADHD, they log into Twitter to do something, they forget that you asked them something and they never replied. They go back to it 2 weeks later and are like, hey, sorry, right? Like,
Yeah, and
try
don't
to
take it personal.
recognize.
People are busy.
try not to take it personally. It's very difficult to not take that personally.
And
I know
also,
firsthand.
You don't know how someone won't say who, right? But someone asked, filled out our form to be on the Table Talk show, right? And they were like, I want to come on and I want to talk. And they gave me the rundown. I'm like, great, I adore you. Let's heck it go. And so I sent them an email in January and said, yes, we want to have you on. Here's, this date, or this entire month. Take your pick. This is what we have open. Didn't get a reply. Waited until the end of February. And I said, hey, I know you're busy. You're a bigger deal than me. I just want to make sure this didn't get lost in your inbox. And if you don't reply, I'm going to consider it done, right? I'm going to consider it cool. No worries, no hard feels. Because you never know. Like, again, we found out that someone was talking a lot of crap about people that they worked with on the regs. So it's like, I don't know if someone has said something about me, and I'm not going to put someone in a situation of like, why don't you want to play with, why are you?
Right.
Like, if someone doesn't want to play with me, I'm sad, but that's their business. And if they are kind enough to tell me why they don't want to play with me, I'll try to fix my shit, but they don't owe me that, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't hear anything. Fine. But then they agreed to be at one of these tables. So I'm like, hey, I don't know if this got lost in spam or whatever, but I did invite you, and you don't even have to reply to this if it's awkward, but if you want to come on, this is the title if you want to find it. And they were like, it was in my spam. Google took it from me. Gmail hid it. And at the same time, someone had reached out to me through Twitter. Twitter doesn't tell me when I have DMs anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't get enough.
Hit
So if
or
I
miss.
don't check it on the regs, like, I will leave people hanging and unread. And it's not because I'm not interested or super excited. I don't want to collab with these people. This fully functional website just doesn't tell me.
Fully functional. Yeah, all like that exactly. And I think it is our first kind of instinct, I think, a lot of times assume that we have done. I think that when that happens, that takes away from the next time you might be able to ask someone, right? You're gonna be a little shyer next time. And sometimes when you ask someone something, they're just cool and they're like, yeah, they might see it on the right day. They might see it on the wrong day and be like, I'm sorry, no. And then come back and invite you to something, right? Like, you don't know where it could go. Literally anything can happen. So I think that, like, going in with that set of expectations and not have any, even with sponsors, right? Like, there were sponsors that I reached out to that I was just like, these people aren't gonna get. And then I was like, oh shit. actually, it's fine.
Yeah.
There are still people that were like, hey, I'm not sure. Can I get back to you? Right? Is there a deadline that you need an answer by? Right? Any of that. Like, it's really wonderful to be able to facilitate something for a cause that you believe, raise money, organization. And just try to make that your focus when you go into this. Try to have as many backup plans, try to have as many backup players, right? Like, if anybody drops from the games that I have this month, I have a handful of people that I think I might be able to ask to fill the seat. Otherwise, we just go live and have a great time. And I ask that person for next time, right? Like, trying to kind of go with the flow is important, because all of us are just people. As famous as some of us are, right? As well known as some of us are, still people, right? People at the top of the Hollywood food chain, also still people. They have bad days. Winona Ryder was shoplifting. No, shoplifting. She was having a bad day. Things happen.
I am the wrong color to have that kind of bad day, and I have never had a day that bad. Look,
there are privileges, right?
When we talk about privilege, that's the kind of thing we're talking. Anyway, yeah. Okay, as you were saying.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, now obviously this is not necessarily true of like Brennan Lee Mulligan or a Bria Ironguard, right? But the number of bigger named people that I have reached out to, and I'm talking like bigger in our community, right? Again, I'm not talking Critical Role, I'm not talking like but the number of streamers where I'm like, good gods, this person is so fucking cool and they've done such cool things. I'm gonna ask and they're gonna ignore me. Who are like, oh yeah, thanks. I never get asked to be on things. And I'm like, what? And I had someone tell me, now look, y'all, let me be clear, I'm not a big deal. Our channel is small, right?
Yeah, but it's
I've had people be like, well, I was afraid to ask you because like you're such a big deal. And I'm like, so like, do not be afraid to ask. But again, go in without expectations. And y'all,
the number of celebrities where I'm like, hey, I should ask this person. And Kay is like, you are not asking this AAA celebrity, this person that made $1.7 million on their last movie.
I'll do it. Kay knows
to come on our channel.
They will.
I will.
Not because they won't, but because I don't want to see their stupid faces on our and I was like, okay. Okay.
I'm getting y'all Joe Manganiello.
And turns out Kay was right 100% of the time. And also like as a watcher, as a viewer, like and like I said before, I don't have money, but every time we run a charity game, I go and shake the trees. I go and tell all my friends, I'm like, yo, hey, I'm doing this thing. If you don't show up and put $50 in this, then I will be on your. And look, I'm not a
boxing gloves.
Right. You know your friends, you know how to talk to them, but like the number of times where I've seen, because like I have a couple of friends who like don't want a lot of attention, and the number of times where I've been like, hey, this anonymous donation was that you, buddy? And they're like, yeah, I threw some bucks at it, and like it's $5, it's $10, it's $50, and or more. By the way, set aside $100 so that you could be at Candace's table.
Yeah, we're gonna go over that, and yes, Cypher says we really got to stop putting people on pedestals. That's how we end up with these folks. Much power. Yeah, like
yep.
And again, as someone who, I feel like we all did it from our youth, you know, who had someone on a pedestal and then realized, oh, this is a bad person. Like that hurts for you too. With these all people. Sorry, what you were saying, David.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of like what childhood celebrity I had that ended up being a terrible person.
Yo, I fucking loved Hercules. I knew it wasn't a good show. It was just happy escapism. And I didn't even like
Kevin Sorbo
Hercules.
let us all down.
I didn't even like Kevin Sorbo's character. I liked Aeolus.
And listen, we're not going to talk about
Curly
Andromeda because that's Star Trek adjacent, and that's a whole Star Trek rabbit hole we're not going to go down. Gene
I'm
Roddenberry
here today,
is a good
so
example. Like
you can if you want.
Gene Roddenberry's kind of a shitty dude, but also did like, and that's another important thing that we need to like recognize is that like no person is pure, and this whole purity test, and like people are complex. They do shitty things, like Dr. Seuss, Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King Jr. all cheated on their wives. Whenever someone talks to me about like people who are convicted for crimes and how they should just walk around with a scarlet letter the rest of their life. And I'm like, hey, if you sold a little heroin back in the day and you ran the numbers and did all like this illegal stuff, should that person be locked up for the rest of their life? And they're like, yeah, of course they are. And I'm like, then you wouldn't have Malcolm X. Like people are allowed to make mistakes and then come back from them. There are some mistakes that I will never forgive somebody for, but we're not going to get into that on a hot mic.
Also, there are certain things that are not mistakes.
Right.
There are certain things that you do that is not a mistake. That was a deliberate choice, which you then go, oopsie poopsie, I made an oopsie. And it's like, no, that's not how that works.
And so, like, when it comes to, and I think part of it is because I grew up, and like Candace can identify this, and Kay can identify with this as well, where protagonists and like centered celebrities from our youths did not represent us. And so we're accustomed to not necessarily putting ourselves in the shoes of whoever. That's why I love horror movies, because I get to watch people do things that I would never, ever do.
Y'all, Reverend End Times just said, no one makes it to 40 without having played both hero and villain. And both Aaron and Cypher, do what you got to do. Thank you for, even if you're just lurking, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Do what you got to do. Take care of yourselves, food, calls, all that good stuff. I've
been a man these past 40 years. And I've been against my better judgment and my best efforts, I've been a filthy cishet this whole time. And I guarantee you get somebody on the phone, whether it is like an old priest or a nun or a lady or someone in the past that are like, you know, David was a punk bitch. And I'm like, and I'd be like, well, yeah. Yes, I was. I was out of line. I was out of pocket.
Accountability.
And, you know, it circles back to, like, you know, who you have at your table, who you talk to, who you have in your circle. Like, if you're like, well, I'm not a transphobe, but, like, my 4 friends are all transphobes, then it's like, that says a lot about you.
Yes, sir.
And I'm fortunate that I have great friends where I could point to someone like Kay, and I'm like, if I get out of pocket, Kay is right there, and she's gonna pick up the phone and call somebody to deal with me. And the fact that I've made it this long without needing that happen, I think speaks a lot volumes for me. Like, I may be a man, but a very angry Eastern European hasn't shown up on my front doorstep to beat the paste out of me, to knock the sonic rings directly out of my spirit.
And I will, circling back just a little bit, I'm also going to say, like, there have been people that I reached out to that I'm like, this person is way above my pay grade. They have no business being on this channel.
I've talked
and
to
I had the whole pitch. Exactly. I've done the whole pitch, right? I had everything. Because when I reach out to anyone, I try to show the respect of like, here's what we have planned. Here's who is confirmed. Here's who we are inviting or going to invite. Here's the time. Here's the expectations that will be. You're planning this number of breaks. Like, I do it all so that it's all there and buttoned up so that they don't have to do back and forth. Like, I want to make it as easy for them to say yes or no as possible. And one incredible person, the reply was, fuck it, why not? And I'm like, great. Hey, Kato.
Yes.
like just that, like,
take it.
Like, again, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea, but you know what? Fuck it, why not? Like, if fuck it, sure. And I'm like, great, fuck it, ship it is good enough.
Yeah, that's high praise to me. That's
exactly.
all I need. that's an open door.
So yes, we are nearing the end of our time together. We're not quite there yet. Candace, is there anything about Magnificent Pride that you have not gotten to articulate yet, or that you would like to reiterate?
Yes, I would like to reiterate we have 4 fantastic tables coming up this June, the 6th, 13th, the 20th, the 27th. The 6th is Jazzy Hands, Eugenio Vargas, running us through some D&D. On the 13th, we're going to have Nicotine, fantastic and famous Twitch streamer. She actually hosted TwitchCon last year. She's going to be bringing us her original game, Islis, which is grim dark horror kind of sci-fi punk thing going on. It's really so super cool. Then on the 20th, you've got this guy doing you up some Monster Hearts. And then on the 27th, we've got Captain Krail, Robin of the Atomless, Mastermind of the Atomless, running us through some Guys in Chairs by Super Dylan. So fantastic games all month long, fantastic GMs all month long. I'm very lucky. Then on the 19th, we are going to have Jeremy Cobb of Three Black Halflings running us through some Paradox Perfect. You will see flyers for all of these coming up very soon. We wanted to try and get these first two tables, get some momentum going, and then we're going to throw everything else out there for everybody to see. What you will be able to donate for. If you donate, you will be able to get entered to win a giveaway. We have several for each game. We are still hearing back from sponsors, so I'm sure that you'll see announcements coming soon. The sponsors that we have thus far are Idle Champions, Palace Pixels, Die Hard Dice, and Critical Hit Cookies. So come by to support all of those folks and get some, whether they are Num Num or Math Rock You're Not Supposed to Eat, or delicious shirts, whatever it is. Come by.
You are advised not to eat them.
I mean, you'll want to, though.
If you do eat them, we did not tell you to do so, and are not liable for lawsuits, because you can't get blood from a stone. I got like $6. Okay.
For your teeth specifically. So redeems. This might change from table to table, but the redeems for this Thursday, so the day after tomorrow, we will have for $10 a +1 to any roll. You can specify who you'd like the +1 to go. For $20, you get a re-roll for anyone that you like. That includes the GM. I shouldn't say that. This is charity. So I'm gonna say it.
I mean, you can. If generally the way we've done it is that if you don't specify, it can kind of go into a party pool. But if you specify, it can go to the GM. And you know, the way that I see it, if you want to specify that the GM also gets a +1, I don't see why that. Thank you so much for this subscription, Reverend In Times.
I'm feeling very stingy, but also it's charity and Pride Month and Juneteenth. I guess I can.
There's some GMs that I would not trust with that, but I feel like Eugenio.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, you couldn't trust me with that because I would ruin everyone's day.
He deserves to have a little more. Deserves to have some.
He does, as a true.
Also, he's gonna have to put up with my character too.
That's very true. You always bring the joy and the fun, though, Kay. Even when you're just absolutely incorrigible.
Get to play Brandon. I'm so excited.
For $30, there's a Wheel of Impressions. So if you've ever wanted someone to do their TTRPG character in a really fucking stupid voice, they will have to pick an impression out of the bucket and then stick to that for as long as they can. For $45, you'll get a setting change for 5 minutes. That can be left up to the GM's discretion. However, if you're like, hey, I would really like the next couple of minutes of this game to take place in your mom's butt, Henio might be cool with that. Who knows? Pitch it. Let's see what happens. For $60, you get a help or a hindrance as defined by the GM. For $75, you get a player monologue where someone will mojo jojo the fuck out of their TTRPG character for you. And then for $100, you can have a seat at a table that I will stream offline. I will make a list of games and settings that I would be interested in running, and you can sign up for the table that you. And then, depending on how free my awesome friends are, if the table is not full, then maybe you might have some special guests playing. We'll see. Domo came in the chat is asking how much of a donation to get a parody written and performed by Candace. You know what? If somebody donates $150, I will write them a custom parody about whatever they want.
Oh.
I will. $150.
I'm gonna need somebody to lend me $150. Make it $160.
Anything you want.
Look,
Whatever.
They already did a Jolene.
True. I did do some parodies for ponies. We'll have you will. Well, there's no parodies this brides who are queer stuff. I don't think I have any. Anyway, it's because all the songs are gay because they're by me. So for Paradox Perfect, there are some different redeems for Monster Hearts and Islas. There will be different redeems. I'm going to work with Robin on the redeems for the 27th as well. So that's just a taste of what there is in store for y'all to choose from. It'll be something that we also post about. And yeah, I couldn't be more honored to have the Pride. I feel very lucky to have this platform that Chaotic Wholesome allowed me to have, as well as the friendship of these wonderful humans. Thank you for them coming back. Tell your friends. This is honestly the show that I look for. I get so come to this show. So yeah, I hope that the rest of you that have come today, if this is your first time, you enjoy back and bring, because vibes are immaculate.
We cannot thank you enough, Candace. As even before my news of the week, David had been through a bit. I've been going through a bit. So it was kind of like, we got to do a Pride thing. What are we going to do for Pride? It's Pride. It's important. We do it every year. We gotta. And then Candace is like, I want to come in and do all of the things. We're like, great. It's all you. You are what? How can we help? In fact, at a couple points, I'm like, Candace, let me help.
I was like, you can help at the end. Give me a moment. You can help, I promise. There's a whole bunch of shit that I don't know how to do, and I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to come in and bring me your expertise, because I don't know. And now we're here, and it's been great, and I'm so excited, and I haven't been stressed out really at all, which is awesome. Because the last time I tried to do one of these things, I cried like 7 times. So
yeah, but that was an outside influence.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that
Is
was,
this what it's like to just feel support? My goodness. Who would have thought?
But yes, Candace, genuinely, thank you for all of your work. Thank you for putting trust in us and letting us letting us run production on stories. And thank you for giving at the table. I'm so excited to play with you and then watch all these other incredible tables. And Kato asked, is the donation link live? Yes, it is. I dropped it in chat. It is Tiltify at Damfear/Magnificent-Pride. Does anyone have any closing questions, final thoughts? David, any last minute rants you want to fit in?
None of my rants are ever last minute.
You want to give us
first minute? No. I want to, and you're going to hear me say this a lot over the next month, but I want to thank everybody involved. Like Candace, obviously, Kay. As I've said multiple times, Kay puts in more time off stream than you see them do on stream by like 3 or 4 times minimum. Like this has
streaming
been,
isn't easy, y'all.
This has been a second full-time job for Kay for a very long time. Everyone who's made time to play, because like there are some charity games where you just like show up 15 minutes before, you do the thing, and then you're out. Everything is a little more involved just because of systems and getting to meet people and like the safety protocols that we have here at Chaotic Wholesome, et cetera, et cetera. So people have had to make extra time to participate in our games, and just reading the like scheduling in like the different chats is people really trying to fit this in because they really want to do it, and I really appreciate them. I appreciate everybody who ever shows up to Chaotic Wholesome Presents. The raiders who stuck around, thank you. The people who are always here who make this worth doing. Like I remember when Kay was building a channel for someone else, and it would be 4 hours of Kay and I, like Kay would be talking and I would be typing in chat to one another, and then like one creepy guy would show up, be creepy, get banned, and then it would just be me and Kay for another like 30 hours over the course of like 6 or 7 streams. So whether it is with us or with anyone else you watch, like you are what make this a thing that's worth doing, and we appreciate you. And also we appreciate all of you people who are going to go and ask your friends for money for charity stuff. It doesn't have to be for our charity stuff, though ours should come first, but you're gonna go ask your friends for money. Go ask your friends for money. Remember when I said, hey, you gotta ask? This is me saying, You who is watching this, go find somebody who you think might have money and people who you know don't have money and go ask them for money. Make them tell you no. And when they tell you no, be polite. Well, be polite. Be polite and kind at the start. And then when they tell you no, continue to be polite and kind. Because there are too many fake motherfuckers out here who will be nice to you until you tell them no. I see you, men. I've seen you before. I will see you again. I will see you on the battlefield.
And always remember, we live in a capitalistic hell state.
Right.
That one.
So yes, thank you so much, DM Jazzy Hands, for the shout out earlier today. Thank you to the Transmissions for the raid. Thank you, Herb, for the raid. Thank you, Cypher of Tyr, for the resub. 7 months, so appreciated. And thank you, Reverend Intimes, for subscribing. LOL, damn. Yes. Again, we wouldn't do the show if folks didn't show up and if folks didn't tell us, hey, I learned a thing, or hey, I had fun. So thank you for giving us an excuse to come here, and I get to hang out with my best friend and then amazing guests and other best friends like Candace. So thank you all. Like, this is a treat. Again, things might be a little bit weird on the channel going forward. There might be a lot of random pop-up streams because I am now unemployed, and maybe I'm going to do co-working. Maybe I'm going to just crawl into Stardew Valley and not come out. And look, there's Stardew Valley that you play on stream, and there's Stardew Valley that you play curled up on the couch with your cat, like, clutched to your chest against his will.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's where I've been.
Pierre run is never streamed because words are said that you can't say into a hot mic in multiple languages. I think we should do a subscriber goal or a Patreon goal of David streams a Ruined Pierre's life. Yeah, or some Coral Island. Yes.
Into it.
One of my for those of y'all who don't know, my entire office got shut down this week. They killed the entire office. And we had, it was, there's some things I'm not going to say live, but it was an incredibly awesome, diverse, and creative group of people. Like, it was truly New York in every sense. And we were talking about Stardew Valley, like coping and like Stardew Valley. And I'd said also, like, someone was like, I don't know that I want to get sucked back into Stardew. Like, I want something. I'm like, go play Coral Island. They're like, what is that? I'm like, it's 3D Stardew. And one of them like pulled up his phone and was like, this is an Indonesian developer. I'm going to buy it right now, because he's also Indonesian. And I'm like, you can wait until you have a job, but also if you can afford it. Like that moment of like, do you need to buy it right now? Because you might, because look.
Listen, we all have needs when we're unemployed. There's needs.
Absolutely. So yeah, things might be weird, but find us every Tuesday right here for the Table Talk Show. Wednesdays, we're going to be streaming Baldur's Gate this month because we have Magnificent Pride on Thursdays. This coming Wednesday, tomorrow, is going to be a little bit weird because we've got some session zeros, so we're not going to be at our usual time, but guess who doesn't have to punch a clock? So we'll be starting early probably so that we can bounce. And hey, it happens. This is kind of the risk you take being in the game industry, and this is not my first layoff, so, But thank you. I appreciate. If I seem a little manic over the next few months, that's why. And then, yes, join us every Thursday in June for Magnificent Pride. We've got the 4 amazing tables. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Die Hard Dice, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Paleless Pixels, and Critical Hit Cookies. We are so grateful. You're going to see a Die Hard Dice affiliate link coming up below us here soon, too. I just have to make the pretty graphic. And
like
then,
I said, Kay does a lot of work.
Fridays, David believes he's going to be streaming something.
Yeah, Friday where I am. Hey, Kato, Friday I'm playing another Crab's Treasure. So
are you, or were you doing?
So, look, I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV at some point for a stretch of time. I have not decided when I'm going to do that because spoons are limited. But no, you will see Final Fantasy 14, and there are also like some people I want to like coordinate with because there are people who play the game who are like, we're going to do a thing together, and I'm like, okay, you're going to do that with me on stream or else, and they're like, okay, you big bully.
Ooh, Alaria's in for Final Fantasy.
Right, and so
I can put the Another Crab's Treasure back into the scroll. Okay.
Yep.
I made the cutest another crab's treasure.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. Look, one of the best things about streaming with Kay, about doing all of Chaotic Wholesome Presents, the whole thing, is I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about streaming this game, and then like 15 minutes later, 45 seconds later, the most hilarious graphic of that game shows up in my chat, and I'm like, well, now I'm absolutely playing it. And that happened for another Crab's Treasure. Like that's it's going down.
I stole a lot of it from Eugenio, Stephen Joyce, Painting Pirate. Like they did these things, and I'm like, you know what? We have art of David and I. We can do that. But yes, so David's gonna be streaming something Friday. Believe Candlestick Capers is coming out later this month, where you can find myself, Candace, and B Zelda playing an awesome little adventure that I had a lot of fun with.
Yeah, Swords of the Serpentine, y'all. Candlestick Crime, so good.
You know, one of those things where, oops, we accidentally got ourselves a sequel.
No regrets.
No regrets.
We're a crack team. You're not going to want to miss it.
So, yes, come by Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Like, holy cats. And then on June the 19th, for our special secret 5th table that you all are now in on the secret. And upcoming, I can verb, wow. We have some upcoming guests for the talk show who are going to be on talking about what they do as well as their charity games. We're going to have both Robin and Jeremy. Yes, Jeremy. Yep. Y'all, it's been a day. My HR person cried at me today. So
that's not your job.
We're going to have both Robin and Jeremy. She was also off, so it wasn't the person doing the layoff. It was the person.
Okay,
we'll have both Robin and Jeremy here talking about their games, as well as the Adamless, 3 Black Halflings, and the other awesome stuff that they're up to. So come on by. It's going to be an awesome, awesome June. Thank you for going on this journey with us. And Candace, thank you so much for being here today, for being here all this month, for all the work that you put in, for putting yourself out there to even get these tables together. You are seen. You are appreciated. You are awesome. Thank you, Jason Domo Kame, for making all of the incredible banners and graphics. If you need graphics for TTRPGs, for books, for layouts, for whatever, Jason is your person. Go ping them. Candace, any final thoughts before we run away?
Yeah, number one, if you hire Jason for things, recognize that while they are a man-shaped person of white person descent, their partner is me. So the money is going to a queer, gender fluid, black, trans individual who really needs money. So pay me by paying them.
Candace just mugs Jason. Jason's like, oh man, I have, and then a hand comes in.
It's the hardest.
Doom.
It's the hardest thing because people are like looking for an art director that's really good, and I'm like, man, my partner's really fucking good. Like their design is thick, but they're like, I really want to like just support a queer person of color, and I'm like, but you will. How do you think I afford my life? Please, I don't have a job. Hire him.
Give Jason work so that Candace can get makeup to keep these awesome looks going. Because we need this. We live for this. We eat when Candace shows up like this.
I try. And I'll be at Gen Con, so I also need money for that. And I might be at Big Bag Con if I can get a scholarship, so I'll need money. And yeah, you can find
we need money, y'all. Give it.
Yes,
if you're not giving it directly to me for existing, give it to Candace.
Please. I will do wonderful things with it, and I will thank you with a smile. I can be found every other Saturday. So this coming Saturday, I don't know if we're actually going to do it this Saturday. It'll either be this Saturday or 2 Saturdays from now on What We Do in the Shallows on twitch.tv/Matihi. That is a queer 5e parrot campaign that I run. I don't run that. I could never run that. I don't know how to run D&D. My other partner Matihi, so please go ahead. You will see me at that table. Then you can also find me over
a very sexy snake.
So sexy. I really try. Drea Painter. You can find me, as Kay said, with Kay on Candlestick Crimes, which is 12-sided stories, original podcast that'll be coming out probably this month. You can also hear me on Blue Light, which is my Moonlight podcast. You can also see me in Castleton. I think my first Castleton episode's coming out soon. That is like a crazy, wild Hunger Games meets Bridgerton Battle Royale thing that a bunch of people are in. Check that out if you want to. I am also going to be in some other things that are coming out this month, Pride, and some stream anniversaries companies. So please definitely check out my social. The thing that I am the most excited about that is also coming out and has not been announced, but I'm going to tell you about it because I want you to foam at the mouth. There is a show called All In for Estia with Mimics and Misfits Matt in chat, as well as Frequency, which when that comes out will not be able to get me to shut the fuck up. That is with Robin and
Candlestick Crimes comes out the 19th, says 12-sided
yeah.
stories.
See,
Heck
so
yes.
double Candace on Juneteenth.
Double Candace on Juneteenth.
Yep, and
It should
also
be no other way.
day after Kay birthday on Juneteenth as well. So
No, yeah.
that's a big 2 days if you like me and Kay. Trust. Yeah, the frequencies is gonna you're not gonna be able to get me to shut the fuck up about that one. That is myself, Dylan, Captain Crail. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell everybody else. This is about secret also. But I can tell you that those 3 people, and it's good and it's awesome. And so when that comes out, I will shout it from the rooftops like this. Shout out to Wes in chat. Hello. I hope you are healing well. We love you. And thank you all for being here. I really hope that I see in chat, and please remember to and like and subscribe everything.
And like everything Candace does. They are great. Again, thank you so much, Candace. Thank you, chat. Thank you to I run through this, but I'm gonna go through it again because we are grateful. Thank you, Eugenio, for the shout out earlier. Thank you to the transmissions and to Herb for the raid. Thank you to Cypher of Tier for the resub and to Reverend End Times for the sub. David, who the heck is we raiding?
We are raiding Nicotine, playing
Nicotine!
GTA 5. Let me hit the refresh button to make sure.
Enjoy her purple RP, y'all. She is so funny.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So yes, thank you all again. We hope to see you every Thursday and Wednesday in June. As always, hit us up on socials if you have a topic you'd like us to cover. If you have, if you want to be on the show, we have a form that's on our socials that you can fill it out. We are getting through it slowly because it is just David and I. But hey, I'm no longer employed, so it's probably going to be easier for me to get through backlog.
The silver.
Join our Patreon. It is free. If nothing else, you will be sure to get your notifications and updates that way. Check out Domo Kame, who does incredible graphic design. And as always, be kind to yourself, be excellent to others. Go and ask the people that you are too afraid to ask, but also remember that nobody owes you their time. And be awesome. Happy Pride, y'all.
Pride.